Good morning. How is everybody? All right, today is June 4th. I'm going to get the date right today. Holy buckets, last week was a doozy. I got the wrong date. I said it was Wednesday when it was Tuesday. I jumped the date, so today it's officially Tuesday, June 4th. How is everybody? Woo, what a gorgeous day, yes? Beautiful, beautiful day. All right, after the rain, we deserve a little beauty, a little sunshine, but the rain is good as well. All right, so I'm just going to let you know what's going on for the week. I also am going to have two people come up and share two different, one is an event and one is our Bring It Forward story. So I will do that at the latter part of my announcements for the week. There are a couple things I just want to let you know. There were some cancellations and rescheduling. So as you know, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. is our designated time where we have various things that we'll have tech classes, we'll have speakers, etc. So there was I had to juggle two cancellations. This Tuesday at 10 a.m. we had a gentleman, Curtis Beckman from WCCO, was scheduled. He had a medical emergency, unfortunately, so he is not here today. But Doug Oman has graciously stepped in. So if you are available, everyone loves Doug Oman. He'll be up in Marion Hall today. And then also the 18th, June 18th, I mentioned last week that we have decided, I collaborated with Abby, we tried to reformat the tech classes. And we just couldn't seem to get enough interest. She felt as though we could maybe try it again at a later time, maybe in the fall or something, but it wasn't picking up speed. So the tech classes at this time will be canceled. So there was one that was scheduled for June 18th. That is canceled, and in its place, I have scheduled, it's going to be a planting party, like a pot planting party. Well, yes. Carolyn Cultivates, that sounds kind of odd, but Caroline Cultivates, she is a woman that's been here before. She owns her own business with plants, she's an expert in plants, and she comes up with these great projects so you can get your hands dirty and get into some soil, and you get to take the product home with you. And that will be in either the art room or the Marion Hall. I haven't quite decided yet, but that will be on June 18th. I'm going to have a sign up because there's going to be only room for 10 people. I will have a description and a sign up for that by the end of the day today, and that will be by my office. So keep an eye out for that. If you have interest in that, that's going to take the place of the tech class on June 18th. So there'll be more to come on that. All right, so I'll move on for the week. As I told you, 10 a.m. Doug Oman is here. Also, 1 p.m. today is our craft time in the art room. And I don't know if Lori, if there's room, it's full. There is room. Okay, there is room. So if you're wanting to participate, there's a description of the craft over there. Show on up at the art room. June 5th, tomorrow is 1 p.m. We have our TED Talks. We always have 3 topics for you to enjoy on 991. And the 3 topics this week are how the U.S. is destroying young people's future, my epic journey to become the fastest person to paddle around Australia. This is a really interesting TED Talk. This woman, her name is Bonnie, gosh, I'm forgetting her last name, but it's a woman that actually paddled around Australia, and it's a harrowing journey with her. So if you have time, listen to that one. It's a good one. The third one is how to live with fire. So those are the 3 topics for TED Talks. Also, Wednesday at 1 p.m. we have our writing group, and that meets, I believe, in the art room. 1:30 on Wednesdays, we have 500. This Wednesday from 3 to 4 is our alterations. And then the sign up for the alterations are over there with Alice. There's also a phone number. If you have any questions with her, you can give her a call. And then also on Wednesday at 7 p.m. we have our bingo, and we have 500, of course, every Wednesday. This Wednesday is a little bit special. If you are a new resident, I'm not hearing back. I sent out an invitation, and I did mention this as well at our coffee chats. At 2 p.m. this Wednesday in the Rose Room or the dining room area is our meet and greet for new residents. And I have put invitations, as I mentioned a second ago, out, and I'm not hearing a lot of yay or nays. I only have about 5 people that have responded. I will try to call today, but if you are available and you are a new resident, please come. It should be fun. We'll have dessert. You'll get to meet some of the staff. You can ask questions and have a bite to eat, a little dessert, and some coffee with us. And it's just a great opportunity to meet one another. We'll also have Joy Gordon will be there. She has stepped into the role of being the photographer for our new residents, which I'm so grateful for. So she will be there taking photos of our new residents. Also, we'll have Steve there as well, and Steve's going to chit-chat with us later in this Coffee Chats to share about our ice cream social, which is coming up in August. Woohoo! That will be so much fun, and it always is a good time. And let's see, so that's what I have. So Wednesday, I will move on to Thursday the 6th. So 9 and 11 on Thursdays, we have our recorded coffee chats, just in case you're not able to be here bright early on Tuesdays with us on 991. And then 11:30 is our excursion, and this week we are going to Kevin's Penn Lake Roast Beef Restaurant. It's a scrumptious restaurant with obviously is directed towards roast beef sandwiches. Just looks amazing. In addition to it's just a fun little outing. There's a dollar store right next to it, and there's also this fun little kind of I think it's called basement to attic, and it's a consignment style store that you can go and visit as well after you eat at the roast beef restaurant. At 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, we have our sing-along, and that's in the East Lobby. Fridays, we have our 1 p.m. We have our coffee chats. We have bridge at 1 p.m. We have poker at 1 p.m. 4 p.m. we have our happy hour in Marion Hall. And 7 p.m. on Fridays, we always have our movie. This week, the movie is War with Grandpa. War with Grandpa. Upset that he has to share the room he loves with his grandfather, Peter decides to declare war in an attempt to get back. And that is a documentary. Just kidding. It's a comedy, of course. All right. Saturday, June 8th, at 8 a.m., we have men's breakfast, and then we have 7 p.m., we have bingo on Saturdays. Sunday, the 9th, we have our van runs to various places of worship. And then Monday on the 10th, we have 1 p.m., we have knit and chat. We have 7 p.m., we have 500. And 7 p.m. we have point players as well. So those are what you have options for participating in. I will now hand it over to Maxine Simon. She was the second person to put her name in, and in our Bring It Forward experiment here, which is a good deed where you are able to either put in a little money or you can put your name in to volunteer, and then once you have been chosen, you can choose whatever you'd like to do as long as it makes you feel good and it's a good deed. You can put that money towards whatever you'd like. So Maxine was our second participant, and so do you mind coming up and sharing what you did with your Bring It Forward?
She got her watch.
Well, you already know I'm Maxine Simon, so I won't go into that.
You might want to hold it just, it's kind of tricky, yeah, right there.
Okay, now can you hear me? No? Now? Oh, okay, I'll talk louder. I felt very fortunate to be the second recipient of the forwarding monies, which I immediately turned over to the Ronald McDonald House, of which I helped found many years ago. It started out, we were probably number 3 or 4 in the United States. Now it's all over the world, and it does a wonderful job in helping folks care for their children that are being treated for catastrophic diseases and terrible accidents that have to come to the medical facility. And it really does take care of the whole family. Whole families come. There's a school there, kindergarten through 12. The children that go to school there come with all of their work from their home school. When they go home, they have found that those children are at least up to their classes at their home school, if not ahead. And they care for the people, and the people care for one another, which to me is a wonderful thing. I feel very strongly about it. There are now 5 Ronald McDonald Houses in the state of Minnesota. And I did call there, tell them that they would be getting the money. And they were so grateful to every one of you. And really it was the house, we called it the house that love can build. And it is truly the house that love built. So thank you one and all. I did find out that they are taking tours through again, and I'm hoping that one day we will have a tour there too. So thank you.
Thank you. Well done. I'll hand it now over to you, Stephen, if you want to share. Introduce yourself and tell us what is going on.
That's kind of my intention.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Not a good start. I got it upside down. Okay, I have a question first before I get started. How many people here are new and have not been to an ice cream social? Do we have anybody? Or most of you people look familiar to me and I know fairly well, so I guess I'm got a few. Welcome. Okay, the ice cream social is coming up in August, and you probably wonder what I'm doing up here right now. Well, we've been working already. Our resident council chairperson, Sherry Harris, has been helpful to me in many ways. And we've been organizing and trying to get things together so we have a wonderful day, and I think we will. For those of you who may not be fully familiar, the ice cream social is put on, and any profits that we might make go to our committee. But that isn't where it ends. The committee is your voice to the management. They listen, don't always agree with us, but they do listen. And because we have that voice, we can accomplish a great deal together. So the money is really going to you guys because we take the money in the committee and spend it on all of us. And I think I'm speaking correctly that one or both of the defibrillators the committee contributed money to. That's just an example. And of course, most all of you that I have met know I'm pretty new here. And so there's a lot of things that have gone on. I don't know whether they've been going on for years or not. But the day of the party needs help. And I'm here to tell you that I and Sherry have created what we hope will be a method for everybody who wants to help can. You will be receiving a letter in your post box in the internal mailbox. It'll be put in your boxes on the 10th, and so you can read them on the 11th, describing what's going on. I'm inviting you to help us. We have things pretty well organized as to what we need. I have taken the list from last year's volunteers, and the party went off quite well, if I could get this separated. We have all the jobs down and the number of people that we need for them. But what I want to stress is that none of the jobs, well, with the exception of one that I can think of, and Lloyd would agree with me, but all the jobs are short, they're easy, and it's just a matter of all of us helping out to have a great day. I will be putting up today, after I've finished this a little later today, around at both bulletin boards and by Jillian's office over here where everything gets signed up, a sign-up sheet. And a little bit about the sign-up sheet. In the West Building, probably everybody knows Kayla. She's a doll. I brought her all the information that I wanted to have on a flyer and on a sign-up sheet. And she created this very cheerful sign-up sheet. Now this has a lot on it. It has, tells you about the party. It tells you about the jobs and how many people we need. And it also tells you, and you'll, for those who are close enough, see I have my first volunteer already signed up. But you would put your information here. And again, this will be up when they, I'll be monitoring them. And if we are fortunate, and I certainly hope we are, to get 3, 4, 5 people on a list, I will take that one down and put up a new one. Because I will be contacting the volunteers, saying hello, thanking you for volunteering, and chatting with you about what kind of job you want to do, because there's a variety of them. And we will be having, I also, because it's the only way I know how to work, I made up an outline, and on July 9th, on Monday, there will be a meeting of all of us volunteers. And we will be going over the jobs to be done, and we'll be going over any questions people have so that we can become an effective group to put on a good party. The only thing that we can't control is the weather, and we hope we're going to be outside. I don't. Did we ever do it inside? Did we ever get rained out?
Never rained.
Pardon me?
It never rained none.
It's never rained? Well, I certainly hope that we keep up that record. But in my 4 years here, I didn't see it rain. And so we're going to plan on being outside and having a lovely day outside. You certainly can invite friends, as most of you know. This year the price will be $7. Yes, it's gone up from last year, but so is the cost of buying all the stuff. And it's the same drill. You know, you come in with your ticket, you get another ticket for your ice cream. That's the ice cream social part of it, that you can go and get when you're ready instead of getting it all at the same time and you've got to melt it Sunday. I think I've said about everything I need to at this point. We're off and running. I need a total, my guess, well, it isn't just mine. I vet these things with John and of course Sherry and so forth, because I am the rookie in this thing. And so I need all the help I can get. And I need a total of 36 to 38 people to put the party on, which may sound like a large number, but we got what, Jeff, 280?
Yep.
Roughly? People living here, so I'm hoping that I can find that many people who are willing to work with me. Has anybody got a question about the party or about volunteering? It's a very easy thing to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand over there.
Date and time.
I'm sorry?
What's the date and time?
August, thank you. August 7th, and it's 5, let's see, what is it, 5 to 7 o'clock? Yeah, it's 5 to 7 o'clock. As most of you know that have been here, usually it keeps going longer and people accumulate earlier. That's another factor affecting the volunteers. You don't necessarily work the whole party at all. You work a portion and you're done. And there will be a band, of course, as usual. And the volunteers will be in 2 shifts. They'll be the first shift will show up at 4:45 and work till approximately 5:30, unless your job is done and you're through earlier, which can happen. And the second one takes over at 5:15 and works until 7. And we want to make sure we have the area cleaned up and so forth. But again, short shifts. Any questions? Anybody ready to have a good time at an ice cream social with us? Okay. I think it'll be a lovely day, and I think we'll have a real good time. And I hope that you will, if you have any questions, Dorothy Luth, bless her, has allowed us to put her name at the bottom of the sheet. If you have any questions about the volunteering, she's happy to answer them. I don't expect there's a lot, pretty straightforward, but if you do, or you certainly can call me or Sherry if for some reason or other you have something you need to know. We're available. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So before you leave here, let me just clarify. So when will this be, the sign-up sheet be out and posted?
Today.
Okay.
I'm putting them up today. Oh, one
Okay.
thing. Yes, and one other thing. Kayla created this too, and you will see some of these posters around. It's a very festive thing that she created, and I can't tell you what a delight it is to work with her.
So Kayla, well done. Thank you so much for all your hard work, your graphic designing. May I just quickly, so these are some of the positions that we'll be needing. A cook, fill-in cooks, hot dog fillers, hot dog servers, tickets, check for supplies needed, walkie-talkie, server at the hot dog stand, filler at the hot dog stand, the condiment table, let's see here, and then the cleanup. And so there's approximately 36 to 38 people, is that correct, that we need. And the sign-up sheets will be posted in bulletin boards today. So if you're interested, and by my office, please sign up. We would love your help.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay, so there we go. And again, it's on August, it's the first
7th,
Wednesday.
August 7th.
August 7th, so you have to come. It's always a blast.
In fact, we not only need your help, we ain't going to operate without it. So if we're going to have a party, come on aboard.
I have faith that there will be a lot of people that will sign up. Jeff,
Excuse me.
thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm looking very much forward to the documentary this Friday. Is it a Ken Burns project? Just a little history. In my time here, we've canceled 2 ice cream socials. One was COVID, we didn't have it. And 2, it was the year that Corey Stringer, the Viking, died from heat stroke in training camp. Does everyone remember that? And it was so hot that week, and all the news would say all week is stay inside, don't. And as a group we said, well, we can't possibly there's no way we can win having an ice cream social. So we canceled it that year. Okay, on I think June 23rd or somewhere you'll be getting information. We're going to be striping the garages. And we're going to change the format of those striping in that the stripes are going to get wider so that the parking spots get smaller, which means every person that has a garage is going to be responsible to be a little more exact in how they park. And that should make it easier for everyone. People ask about Okie Dokie all the time. Okie Dokie is coming back the 17th, June. Don't clap for her, she watches this on YouTube. And does anyone want a boo pat this morning? Does anyone want a boo pat this morning? Greg Stark, thank you for booing Pat. Yeah, and then he apologizes to her, that's not. Okay. The beauty shop is opening tomorrow. And boy, do we miss them, and looking around, boy, can we use them. Who started that? Not bad, Chuck, not bad at all. honestly, that's all I have this morning. Does anyone have any questions?
Yay.
Joanne?
Did Comcast take the music stations out?
Yeah, what happened?
We can't have the music stations.
The question was, did Comcast take the music stations out?
I
No?
was on the phone with them yesterday for 2 hours. They're coming on Friday. My apartments, I'll tell them other people have problems.
Okay, Annette Erlinson, so you noticed they were missing and you called on it. And she said that they have not gone away and that they're coming out to,
Well, they're coming to my apartment on Friday.
Annette will do anything to have a gentleman come to her apartment. I saw she had a crowbar just beating the crap out of her cable box. Yeah, Jan.
You can get them, like you have to go, it used to be all you had to do was click on 494 and pick what you wanted. Now you have to click a couple more times and then they give you a choice. And you have to scroll through that, but you can get, I've done that several times.
What does, Jan says that they're still there, it's just a little more difficult to get to them. When you say click it a couple more times, are you saying punch the number in or incrementally creep into those?
They ask for definition of what type of music you want to have as far as listening music is concerned.
They give you a choice. And they'll say.
You want more instrumental or you want more vocal?
Right.
Easy listening.
Easy listening or heavy metal. That's what Marine Fine listens to, right? Yeah.
Then when I need to click, it's just like you have to click on the type.
If you have a voice remote, try that. Just say music station. Otherwise, search for music. If they're available, you should find them. Maybe the punching the number convention isn't working for those. I don't know. But I do know that cable TV is in constant flux. That's why we don't have the twins. Because every station has their hand out to Comcast. Comcast has to pay those music stations to use them. And if the music station thinks they need more money, Comcast says, no, we're not going to do that, and they disappear. So that whole business arrangement of the cable companies and the networks is in flux all the time. Billionaires fighting with billionaires. Yeah. On the first floor in the west building, we've got a leak. This is kind of cool, although it's not cool because it's a big mess. But we turn the boilers off. And anytime there's a turn in a pipe, you've got a union of some type, an elbow, where the vertical pipe meets a horizontal pipe, and they usually put a little like almost a solder. In this case, it's called a wax that acts as a gasket, and then you tighten it up and all is good. Well, those have been hot since last September, and when they cool off, when something is hot, it expands, right? And when they cool off, they contract it enough, and that wax that has been there for 35, 40 years failed. All of a sudden we have a leak. So physics plays a part in all that. And they are draining the boiler system, all the water today, so they can come back tomorrow and fix it. Which reminds me of another time, I'm sorry. We had a leak in an apartment one time, and they went up and they drained the building, they fixed the leak, they went up, turned the water back on, and left. Their repair was completely faulty, and we dumped 60 gallons a minute into that apartment. That was a mess. Anyway, does anyone have any questions on anything? Yes, Ellen.
Is that leak still leaking in the?
That leak is still leaking. No, the sod helps some of this stuff. What the heck? You're not going anywhere, are you?
Yes, I have a dentist appointment.
All right, don't let the door hit you on the hind end, Maxine. All the surface water at Ridge Point goes down into a underground storm sewer. And it all eventually ends up in the ponds. And the pond on the west is known as a filter pond. So any water that goes in there kind of is filtered out by all the, just nature's way. And if that gets too full, it goes through the culvert under the driveway and goes to the east pond, where on the east side of the east pond, there's a culvert that the water goes to the city storm sewers and eventually ends up in, where does it eventually end up? Not Lake Minnetonka.
Mississippi River.
A little further south than Lake Minnetonka.
Minnesota River.
Mississippi River is good, close, but it's not right.
Minnesota.
Where does it end up? New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, well.
It ends up in the Gulf of Mexico. Anyway, there is a tree root growing over that culvert in the east building, in the east pond. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it. That's part of the problem. And we're gonna dredge out both ponds. And the question is if we're gonna do it in the summer when there's a danger of the backhoe sinking in the muck, or in the winter when they can go over the frozen pond and dig it out that way. So it all costs money, and we're doing the best we can. We're spending a lot of money this year on things that really aren't all that tangible. Brickwork and things like that, but I think we're in good shape with things around here. That has been a pain in the butt there's not one person in this room that has ever experienced that room being dry all the time. Including me. It's been over 30 years. So, I'm sorry to say that out loud, but that's the truth. 40 years ago today, how many are baseball fans? What happened 40 years ago today? A day, I'll give you a hint. The Cleveland Indians had to forfeit their game against the Texas Rangers, and ironically, Billy Martin was the manager of the Rangers.
Who was Billy Martin?
What?
They had 10-cent beer sale that day.
Lloyd Snyder is exactly right. It was a promotion, 10-cent beer night. I heard him talking about it on the radio this morning. There were 25,000 people there. They sold 65,000 beers. And they thought only half of the crowd participated in the beers. There were streakers, they were mooning, it was just absolute anarchy. So, little change at the ice cream social, 10-cent beer.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. We're gonna tear this place apart. Birthdays. On June 6th, we've got twins that live here, Susan and Sandy Rodness. On the 6th also is Don Chapman. On the 8th, Maggie Della Rocca and Mary Lee Larson. On the 9th, Arnie Scribman. On the 10th, Liz Dunbar. And I think that's it for this week. And no anniversaries until next week. So, can we sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Have a good week.